So anyway, so I get a call and they say, sir, I have a little bad news. What? Barack Hussein Obama has come in and he's going to start campaigning for Sleepy Joe. I said, let me ask you this. Look, he's coming in. But first of all, he didn't endorse him. You know, he's vice president, wouldn't endorse him. Then after he won, he wouldn't endorse him. You know, it took him like a long time, right? You know why? Because Obama was in shock that this guy won. He was in shock. It took him about 2 months to figure out what the hell happened. He said, I can't believe it. First he said, Joe, you don't have to do this. You remember the famous? Joe, don't do it. You don't have to do this. You don't have to run. Please, Joe, don't do it.
We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
I'll work as hard for those who don't support me as those who do, including those chumps with the microphone out there.
And we're giving you a great new Supreme Court justice, by the way. That'll take place on Monday. The Democrats are thrilled. I fight for the middle class, and Biden and his cronies serve only one class. They serve the donor class, believe it or not. Now, in all fairness, the donor class, I would be the greatest in history. All I have to do is call them, send 10 million, send 10 million. Everyone would send 10 million. But once you do that, you can't deal with them anymore. Once you do that, you can no longer do what's right for you. I will never let anyone rip off our great American worker. We're not going to let them rip it off. And they have been doing that for a long time. Joe Biden says, buy American, but he spent 47 years in Washington sending our jobs to foreign countries. And you'll also notice he never says hire American. Did you ever notice that? That's because his plan is to hire foreign workers. He wants open borders, and he wants unlimited illegal aliens coming in. We don't know who they are. In fact, he's vowed to terminate all of the protections that I've given to the American worker. I've given you a lot of protections. To save our auto industry, I withdrew from the horrible Trans-Pacific Partnership. It would have been the worst. I ended the NAFTA nightmare, one of the worst trade deals, probably the worst trade deal. Everyone said it would be impossible to do, and proudly signed the brand new USMCA into law, Mexico, Canada. And by the way, it just kicked in. The difference is unbelievable. You know how I know it's good? Because those two countries aren't quite as happy as we are. And instead of never-ending wars, we are forging peace in the Middle East. And did you see what happened today, right? Did you see it? Sudan, another country that just came into the deal. Peace, you know what this is? Peace in the Middle East without blood all over the sand. The beheading that took place in France just a few days ago is a horrifying reminder that we have to be vigilant. And I sent our regards and our sympathies to France and to their president, Macron, who's a terrific guy. He's working very hard. I'm keeping the terrorists, jihadists, and violent extremists the hell out of our country, if that's okay. But NAFTA was a disaster. We lost 60,000 factories, went to different countries. It's terrible. It was terrible. It was a terrible thing to have signed. And everybody said it would be impossible to terminate. I terminated it. And we have the USMCA, which is great for us. And next year will be the greatest economic year in the history of our country. You know, last year, New Hampshire had by far the best year economically that you've ever had. And I can say that for, I think, every state in the union. I really think just about. I don't have to go check. I don't have to be like Joe where he has no idea, you know. You just say, no, it's uniform. I think just about every state in the union. And you see what's happening now. We have a super V. We're recovering at a level. Housing starts. The Atlanta Fed just predicted. Now, this is not a forecast by me. This is the Atlanta Fed. That GDP has risen, will rise for the third quarter, which will end, by the way, it'll be, I think the number will be produced on November 1st, which is just before, but hopefully you'll have voted by that time. That's the crazy thing. Everybody will have voted before some of this incredible news comes in, but the news has been very good anyway. They're predicting GDP up 35%. Nobody's ever had that, right? I think 8%. I don't know what the record is, but like 8 or 9 or something maybe is a record. But this is 35% up. Under this administration, you will never be abandoned. I will always stand proudly with our incredible Native American communities. Always. Last week, I put forward a vision for Indian country grounded in respecting tribal sovereignty, promoting safe communities and building a thriving economy, delivering better health care, and protecting Native American cultures, languages, and history. Over the last 4 years, I created nationwide task force to combat the crisis of missing and murdered Native Americans, especially women and children, which is a tremendous problem. You know, I signed into law something about 3 months ago, and a lot of it having to do in Arizona and New Mexico, different places in the country. But it's a serious problem. What happens with murder of women and children in Indian country is a terrible thing. So we're working on it very hard, and for the first time, we have it funded well funded. When I'm reelected, I will proudly sign the Lumbee Recognition Act that should have been signed a long time ago.